Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome, everyone, to another exciting live edition of Wrestle Rewind.
Woo!
Hosted by, of course, yours truly, Jose Casabona. And I'm not just a host, but I'm also the founder of this awesome channel that is The Ravens Flock.
Yeah.
Hells yeah.
I wish you'd actually give me health benefits. I've got a killer sore throat and I gotta talk.
And struggling behind the camera right now is the host of the Black Files, my tag partner for Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts in the man hours behind all the videos that we produce on this channel every single week, the man who is battling the flu right now, is battling a sickness, and he needs all of your get well soon wishes as fast as possible, Mr. Juan Arouse.
Hey, thank you for the introduction, everybody. Don't you ever forget the mister.
And of course,
my throat isn't nearly that bad, but it feels that bad.
Well,
don't expect me to be shouting all too much.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. And of course, on this program, we recap weekly editions of three wrestling TV programs, which is WWE NXT 2.0, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling on Access TV. And much like all the shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock and Twitch.tv/TheRavensFlock online. Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. And of course, leave your questions and comments down below and we will answer them during the duration that we are live.
We appreciate you guys jumping in. We appreciate you guys joining us. More importantly, we appreciate you guys sticking around.
Absolutely. So you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and get right to it.
I'm actually gonna do an adjustment over here.
No, that worries. So as far as the atmosphere goes at WWE NXT, In Your House is just around the corner. It's going to be on Saturday, June. Hang on a minute. I got it. Let me get my calendar right. 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 1, 2, 3. June 4th. Hells yeah. Saturday, June 4th. Hells yeah.
You've got a hot date on June 4th. Oh, my. Like, what? Are we not allowed to get personal with our viewers?
No, because it's nobody's business.
Except for you and your hot dates. Oh, my.
Juan, please remember your place.
Oh, my.
Anyway, so the opening match is a tag team match.
Holla, holla.
Holla holla, the team of Malik Blade and Adris Enofe, man, those names, against the tag team from the Mafia gang of Tony D'Angelo, the Don of NXT. You know, the guy...
Boppity-poopy?
Boppity-poopity? Boppity-poopy? Boppity-poopity pop?
Boppity-poopy?
The tag team is Troy Donovan and Channing Martin, also known as Stacks and Two Dimes.
No.
I kid you not. That's the names Tony D has given them.
What?
Tony D, Stacks, and Two Dimes.
No.
Wow, we're really hammering in that whole fucking mobster thug
and not
stuff,
even
aren't
well.
we?
Not even hammering it in well. What the fuck?
Oh, my God.
By the way, folks, yes, we do swear. We don't care. We have unfiltered opinions. We're going to swear.
All right, so this tag match was a match. It wasn't great. It was okay. There was one spot during the match, I don't have a photo of it, but where Malik Blade was on the top turnbuckle. He was about to do a top rope move. He slipped off the top turnbuckle, continued on with the match, but the entire crowd of the Capitol Wrestling Center, of the WWE Performance Center, all cheered "You fucked up" chants at the babyface team. Oh my God.
How the hell they got away with chanting that in the sterilized and quality-controlled environment of WWE? What the fuck?
I know. Fucked up. Holy shit.
Which one of them is it? Is the one with the freaking golf sweater or the one with
the one with the golf sweater? That's Malik Blade. Yeah, that's him.
He fucked up.
He fucked up. He fucked up. He fucked up. Of course, the match continued on, but I'm going to skip right to the finish because the finish is, of course, predictable. It was a dirty finish. Tony D'Angelo tried to interfered on behalf of his team, and the heels got the babyfaces got the win. And then after the match, Tony D'Angelo called out the Phantom Blade.
Wait, who got the win? Because you said the babyfaces, the heels.
All right.
Who's which ones?
All right. The winners of the tag team match are the villain tag team, Stacks and Two Dimes.
Okay, the Paisanos here.
The Paisanos, the Goombas, whatever you want to call them, man.
Boppity-poopy?
Boppity-poopity.
Beep-a-poopity-pop?
Oh, God.
Beep-a-poopy?
So then after the match, Tony D'Angelo got on the mic and called out the Phantom League for a brawl. And they has brawl. Juan, I sent you photos of the brawl.
You did?
Yes, you did.
I mean, you did.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was after.
Oh, this is after the
This is
match?
after the match. That's after that.
Okay.
After that.
Why didn't you tell me the...
After that.
Wow. You got to...
I sent it to you. I'm surprised you
No,
didn't.
you dumped it here, and you didn't instruct me on what was going on. All right.
All
Well,
right.
there's
So then,
that, and here's
so then they have a big pull apart between a team where the Legado del Fantasma stood strong, sending the Italians scurrying about. So an okay match, but the pull apart was all right. The pull apart was great. So
nice. Okay. Nice little opening, and it looks like what's his face. Santos Escobar's got a big shit-eating grin on him. Looks like he feels very proud of himself.
Oh yeah, dude. He is 1-0 over Tony D'Angelo. As of right now, Santos Escobar has got his number.
So we're still going by the weird Mexican luchador league guys are the good guys. We're still going with that?
Yes, until WWE says otherwise. So let's get to the exciting match of the night, and this is a semifinals match in the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. It is Lash Legend taking on Roxanne Perez. Now, I'm gonna be fair. I've shat on Lash Legend from the beginning, but however, I'm going to be objective. I'm going to be objective about it, and I will say this: this was actually a good match. Like Lash Legend has actually been improving in the ring.
How so?
Well, she didn't do any. She didn't. Like all the other matches with Lash Legend, they didn't. She didn't do anything too crazy or too elaborate. They kept it basic. They kept it simple. Especially with a veteran like Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, she obviously knows what the hell she's doing. And then of course. It was standard, but the finish was pretty crisp and clear. I like it. The finish was Roxanne hitting her Code Red finisher, which she now calls it the Pop Rocks, which sounds pretty cool.
Hold on, Code Red and Pop Rocks.
Sounds like the makings of a very dangerous concoction.
Yeah, no, Joseph. What happens when you mix soda and Pop Rocks together? You get an explosion.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, no, you remember Homer Simpson did that to get away from nerds.
I know. So yes, Roxanne Perez got the win. She'll be advancing to the finals to face Tiffany Stratton. I don't have a picture of the bracket, but before I get into the rest of the night, yes, the bracket did change. My earlier prediction was gone to shit. Nikita Lyons is currently on the shelf due to an injury, a torn MCL, which, to translate it in basic terms, it's a knee injury.
Ow.
Yes, she will be sidelined for the time being. She actually posted a video of addressing the matter on Instagram. No information on the time frame of how long she'll be gone, but the WWE made last-minute decisions to put in last-minute changes to put in Tiffany Stratton into the tournament. So now, and I'll get my thoughts out of the way. And I've talked about this with Juan, but I want to share it with the public. So I'm not going to pretend that I don't see the writing on the wall when I see the writing on the wall. They might as well advertise it on a giant LED sign outside their office. Nikita Lyons is going to win the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. If it wasn't for the injury, they would have pushed her to the goddamn moon because they've been doing so since her debut. I'll bet you the plan was for her to win the tournament, challenge Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's title, and beat her and solidify herself as the new face of the NXT Women's division as the new champion. However, thanks to this injury, thanks to this kerfuffle, now everything that's happened now, the WWE are now going to be faced with an issue of what to do with a winner whom they very likely don't have plans for.
Anything can happen in the WWE, whether we want it to or not.
Now, Juan, your thoughts on my theory?
Well, it's logical. It's sound. There's the way they push it, it make it look like everyone else was kind of pee-pee compared to Nikita Lyons, and with good reason. Nikita Lyons already has star power coming in.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So of course, WWE wants to capitalize on that whenever they can. However, this is going to have to show. This is going to be an opportunity for WWE and NXT to flex their flexibility in terms of changing situations. They can't just stick with, oh, well, we're going to make her fucking wrestle and we're going to fucking have her compete with a busted ass knee and we don't give a damn. No. That ship has sailed, motherfuckers. It's time to get real. You have to adjust as shit happens. Nikki Bella's on the chat. She's saying, hi, Ravens Flock. Hi, Nikki Bella.
Hi, Nikki Bella. Thank you very much for joining us.
If I'm not shouting it, or anything like that, it's because I've got a sore throat.
It's okay. But that being said, I really hope they don't do an injustice to Roxanne Perez, because that's who I'm rooting. That's who I'm predicting will win the breakout tournament. Roxanne Perez will win, and she'll be challenging for the NXT Women's title. And from there, it's a coin toss. Either they're actually going to listen to the fans and actually get Roxanne Perez a shot at the title, or which could be argued that it's too soon, or they're going to continue with Mandy Rose being an undefeated champion.
If they have her just continue being an undefeated champion, they're going to end up invalidating the championship a lot, and you do not want to do that. You want to have a steady stream of credible threats, unless, of course, they're building up to someone else.
We'll get to that in a bit. That being said, as far as Nikita Lyons goes, I'm sorry to hear that you're injured your MCL, and we here at the Ravens Flock wish you a speedy recovery.
Caw.
Caw.
Next match.
Let's get to the exciting segment of the night, and this was actually well shot, and this happened throughout the entire night. So the mind games are being played against the NXT champion Braun Breaker, thanks to Joe Gacy and the Druids, the politically correct Druids, the inclusive Druids, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
What the hell?
So the mind
What's
games.
that? Is that a Polaroid?
I'll
Is
get
that a little Polaroid.
He went to
Is
the
he using a Goldberg tattoo?
Hang on.
I mentioned that before.
Yeah, you did. That is a Goldberg tattoo, but that's beside the point. So Braun Breaker went into the locker room, and he found an old picture of him during his childhood, once with Joe Gacy playing mind games. And then later in the night, he was being interviewed, and then his interview was interrupted by a video that Joe Gacy played right behind Braun Breaker. That video was one of Braun Breaker's college football games. But that apparently his dad, the WWE Hall of Famer Rick Steiner, wasn't there for because he was wrestling in Japan.
Daddy wasn't there. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Isn't Braun Breaker like 24 or something?
He's around that age. He's a young buck. Okay. No pun intended.
Okay, not for nothing, but was Rick Steiner wrestling 5 years ago? I'm pretty sure the guy's kind of done. Isn't he done? Are you sure that he was like wrestling in Japan or something?
Maybe he was doing something else in Japan. Who knows? But anyhow, so yeah. And then later on that night, there was a segment where Joe Gacy confronted Braun Breaker, telling him, "Hey man, those crazy stunts." I mean, where Duke Hudson confronted Braun Breaker and told him like, "Hey, listen, those stunts, that wasn't me, man." And then tried to confront him, and call him out by saying that, hey, Joe Gacy's getting to his head, to which Braun Breaker shoved Duke Hudson into the locker. He's fuming like hell. Duke Hudson then called him out again, saying like, yeah, you know what? Gacy's right. You're predictable. So this whole video segment of this series of video segments with Braun Breaker is good. I like that they're showing vulnerability in the champion, that maybe Joe Gacy does have a mental advantage over Braun Breaker.
Ooh, drama.
Indeed. Yes, I like this. This is pretty good. All right. So
what does it lead to? Do we get any sort of resolution by the end of the night? Is there any sort of confrontation from Joe Gacy saying like, hey, this is just me showing that I live rent-free anytime I want, and I can take you anytime I want to.
We'll get to that as I get to the main event, but let's get to the really bad match of the night, and this is a one-on-one confrontation match between Indy Hartwell versus the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose.
How is this a bad match? What happened?
Okay, so first of all, I believe it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Mandy Rose basically insulted Indy Hartwell because her family is no longer in NXT. They're gone.
Dexter Lumis is gone.
Johnny Gargano's gone. Candice LeRae is gone. Her contract has now expired recently. And Austin Theory, no, technically your family's not all gone. Austin Theory's over in Raw. You could join him.
Theory.
Oh, yeah, it's Theory now.
His name is Theory.
All right, so first of all, this match was by no means bad. It was okay. It was all right. But a couple things I want to point out. First of all, the NXT commentary team are so fucking incompetent. Like, how the fuck, like, seriously, why, like, they don't want to mention any of the family members from the faction of The Way. Johnny Gargano,
they don't want to
Candice
mention
LeRae,
John. Yeah.
Yeah,
or
and
Dexter
it just,
Lumis.
Yeah, or Dexter Lumis. It just makes everything like as far as the storyline with Indy Hartwell goes so confusing to follow because because the announcers are not going to address the former members of the Way because they're not.
If they don't exist in WWE, they don't exist at all.
I know, but that makes everything so confusing and infuriating as far as Indy Hartwell is concerned.
If WWE is the only one that matters to them.
Oh
the
my
only
goodness.
one.
So and of course near the end of the match, Toxic Attraction tried to come out to interfere on behalf of Mandy Rose, but then out came Team Ninja, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, formerly Katen Cantizaro. They wiped out the Toxic Attraction backstage. This distraction was long enough for Mandy Rose to hit Indy Hartwell with the running knee to get the win. And then after the match, I did not get a picture of this for a reason. I spared you, Juancho, and I spared myself because fuck this shit.
Let me guess. Wendy Chu. Oh, God, I was right.
So Wendy Chu attacks Mandy Rose from behind as she makes her way to the Titantron and then whacks her with a ball sack. I kid you not. She used a ball sack.
What?
There was a giant color sack that has balls inside, and she was whacking Mandy Rose with it. And then she stood tall over Mandy Rose, hoisting the NXT Women's title. Everything is now coming into a full, shittily drawn circle. Wendy Chu is next in line for the NXT Women's title.
I hate you and everything you stand for. Why would you do that to me?
Your thoughts?
I just gave you my thoughts. I can't scream because my throat's hurting and I'm trying to recover. I've got a bad drainage going on. It's irritating the back of my throat. But I spent all my screaming mana last night in the during the Black Files where my microphone wasn't working while you and Angel were talking.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. All right, but yeah, no, this was okay. If you like everything with Wendy Chu, that's good for you. But for us, no thanks, man. We're just not we're just not for that crowd.
Just why would anyone do that? Why? We got folks in the chat. Why don't you folks go ahead and pipe up? Go ahead and say hello.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and move on to the mess segment of the night. This was actually a forgettable segment. So later on that evening, Von Wagner wrestled a surprisingly competitive match with Ikeman Jiro. And after the match, they were blindsided by Beer Money 2.0, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. And like I said, this segment was pretty forgettable because the characters are forgettable. So you could cut that off and you wouldn't miss anything on NXT, basically.
Fine.
Yeah, there you go. And
why'd you even bother including it if it's so forgettable?
I know, right? But let's get to the main event of the night. Braun Breaker goes one-on-one against Duke Hudson. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yes. This was definitely a great match between both competitors. I like that at one point during the match, Duke Hudson even tried to beat a Braun Breaker using the Steiner recliner submission hold.
Okay. Ow.
Ow, indeed.
Dick.
And then during this match, also
move.
Joe Gacy and his Druids were standing over at the Crow's Nest, and they slowly made their way to ringside, trying to taunt Braun Breaker, trying to get into his mind.
What the fuck?
So Braun Breaker tries to mount a comeback, but then we come to the finish of the match where Braun Breaker's outside and he fights against the Druids who tried to hit him with the weapons. He grabs a steel chair. It looks like he's about to hit Joe Gacy in the head, but then he turns around and he hits Duke Hudson in the head and the referee caught him red-handed. So your winner by disqualification, Duke Hudson.
Ow. And this is a non-title match, of course.
It was a non-title match indeed.
That's a freaking say.
And yes, and you know what? This DQ finish works because it further progresses the storyline between Braun Breaker and Joe Gacy heading into In Your House.
So it was like, haha, not only am I an irritating, friggin' phony, PC inclusive, totally soy boy guy, but at the same time, I live rent-free in your head, and I have an evil army of evil druids who are totally evil. I used to have one disciple who was totally evil, but he's totally gone.
No, he doesn't exist in WWE.
So now I live rent-free in your head long enough that I can cost you matches.
But it's okay, Parker Boudreaux. I still follow you on Twitter, and I appreciate you following me. Oh, yeah, by the way, Parker Boudreaux follows me on Twitter.
You fucker.
Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, you know what? That was a good main event finish. I'm not going to lie. It was all right. So, let's get over to AEW Dynamite.
Let the viewers hit the bump, Dynamite.
I'm surprised you still have enough strength for that.
So am I.
All right, so
But
this
my smarm for Tony Khan's coke-enabled fucking booking knows no bounds.
Okay, but this is important. This is the Go Home Dynamite show before their annual pay-per-view event, AEW Double or Nothing. This week's Dynamite takes place over in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is the home spot for Double or Nothing, baby. Let's do this. The opening match of the night, it is a one-on-one steel cage match between the chairman, Sean Spears, versus the Master of Mayhem, Wardlow, with MJF as the special referee. If Wardlow beats Sean Spears in the cage match, he will have his match against MJF at Double or Nothing.
Yay. So
the match first starts off. First of all, I haven't sent you. Well, I sent you the picture earlier, but I forgot to ask you to include it. MJF sporting like a special like referee shirt with the plaid pattern in between the lines of the referee shirt. Like, wow. And he's wearing the same like black shorts.
the little booty short,
the little booty
biker
shorts. The biker shorts that Shawn Michaels wore when he was refereeing back in the late 90s.
What the fuck?
Oh my goodness, that was so fun. I like that shit.
MJF, what the fuck is wrong with you, boy?
All right, so
What the
Wardlow,
absolute shit, child?
so Wardlow gets into the ring. He still has his handcuffs, and MJF refuses to uncuff him, and so they has their wrestling match with both MJF and Sean Spears taking advantage of the rules against Wardlow. The stacks are the stakes are the odds are stacked against Wardlow, but that won't stop that giant monster of meat. As Wardlow eventually breaks through the handcuffs and starts wailing on Sean Spears, not laying a single hand on the referee fear. Otherwise, that would have cost him his opportunity to wrestle MJF. So, and then during near the end of the match, it looks like Wardlow was going to win, but then MJF refused to give the 3 count, and then MJF takes Wardlow to Dick Kick City. They both wail on him. Sean Spears steps outside of the ring, out of the cage, just to grab a steel chair, gets back in the ring, and it looks like he was going for Wardlow and tries to hit him in the head, but there was a miscalculation. Wardlow ducks out of the way and hits MJF over the head.
What a twist!
What a twist! Okay, number one, I hope that chair was gimmicked because concussions are a big thing.
Nope. Joseph, there's no such thing as gimmicked chairs.
You sure about that?
150%.
All
You
right.
and I both know this from personal experience.
And then Wardlow mounts a comeback and finishes him off with a powerbomb symphony in the middle of the ring onto the steel chair. And out comes another referee to give the 3 count. Your winner, Wardlow. And after the match, it looks like he was going to powerbomb MJF until all the other security guards came in, and Wardlow cleaned house on all 20 of the security guards, even powerbombing one of them onto one side of the steel cage. How the fuck did the cage not break after that powerbomb?
I mean, it's steel reinforced steel of yours, eh? It's industrial steel cage. These are indestructible. The wrestlers can never get. Oh, you know the rest.
Yes. Wardlow then stands over to the top of the steel cage structure, looking down on his opponent at MJF as MJF looks back in fear of the Master of Mayhem. Everything they're doing with Wardlow is great. Wardlow is super fucking over with the wrestling crowd. It's awesome. I love it.
Yay. Sounds like a fun way to start the night.
My only one criticism, the match should have been the main event.
Really?
Yes, it was that good.
Nice.
All right, but let's get to the exciting match of the night. This is a triple threat match. This is what I would consider an appetizer before their triple threat tag team match at Double or Nothing.
And a booze moosh, if you would.
Oh yeah. You see,
amuse
this time you said it, not me.
I mean, yeah, no, I even said it wrong because I'm that.
It's an
fucking tired.
amuse bouche.
There you go.
There we go. So the participants are as follows: one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Jungle Boy, versus Swerve Strickland versus the FTW Champion, Absolute Ricky Starks.
So you mean like you've got one half of the tag team champions, one dude who used to have a a music band in NXT,
Former NXT North American Champion
and a
too.
former NXT North American champion, and one dude who has a championship that doesn't matter and doesn't count for anything worth a damn.
I mean, according to Taz, it matters.
Yeah, but Taz is just Taz. He's just a dude. He's not an exec in AEW. That's not an officially sanctioned or recognized championship. It's just there.
So I'm going to say this right now. Three guys in the ring doing all sorts of flippy moves, all sorts of high-flying spots. There was way too much for me to call right now because everybody was moving in such a fast pace. But at the same time, it definitely gave the audience a preview of what to expect in their tag match on Sunday. And each one of these performers are great. They're awesome. And, of course, near the end of the match, Ricky Starks tried to hit Swerve Strickland with the Rochambeau finishing move until he was caught from behind by Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy locks in the bear trap submission hold. And it looks like he was trying to get the submission win, but Ricky Starks breaks out of the submission hold. Then Swerve Strickland plants Ricky Starks with his finishing move and gets the win. Your winner, Swerve Strickland. And then after the match, the other tag partners came into the ring, and they all have a big pull apart. Out came the limitless Keith Lee. And also the other half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Luchasaurus, and another member of Team Taz, Powerhouse Hobbs. Then they all have one giant big triple threat brawl. And
Smorgasbord, 6 guys swailing at each other. Calamity ensues. Beautiful, beautiful chaos.
Hells yeah. And of course the pull apart ends with Keith Lee doing a springboard crossbody from the ring, diving outside, laying out all the opponents. It's awesome.
Beautiful.
I love Keith Lee, man. I'm so happy to see him wrestle again.
Yay.
Yes. And I'm also happy to see his wife Mia Yim wrestle too.
Even if neither of them are wrestling for WWE.
It doesn't matter.
No,
They're
it don't
happy
matter.
and
It
they're
doesn't matter.
wrestling.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
There you go. All right, so let's get to the exciting segment of the night. Juan, I know you can't squee, but give me your best reaction with your power in 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Look in my eyes. What do you see? This freaking thing is killing me. I'm gonna stop.
That's a good rhyme, though. This freaking thing is killing me. I love that. So it is the final face-to-face confrontation between the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page against the #1 contender CM Punk before their main event match at Double or Nothing this Sunday, being moderated by AEW commentator Tony Schiavone.
Yay, the human microphone stand.
Who was not treated like a human microphone stand this time. They didn't tell him to fuck off, or they didn't tell him to cut the shit or any of that crap.
Really?
No, they did not, because they're baby faces or baby heels. I don't know. It's wrestling is complicated sometimes.
Sometimes, especially in this promo.
So during this promo package, I don't know if you've seen it, Wancho, because you watched.
I didn't get a chance to watch a damn thing.
Okay, so CM Punk, once again remaining cool, calm, and collected, made it very clear that it's all business. He has no idea why Hangman Adam Page is taking it personal, which is the worst thing to say to someone who's taking it extremely personal. And Hangman Adam Page then also got on the mic. He had some few choice of words of himself, saying that he doesn't respect CM Punk at all. And it looks like he did fumble in his verbiage a little bit, but that adds more to his character heading into the pay-per-view event. And then the main line that he said, which really got me, was when he said, I'm not defending the AEW World Title against CM Punk. I'm defending All Elite Wrestling from CM Punk.
Why? What the hell has CM Punk done to you?
I think he's referencing to the fact that CM Punk, if he becomes world champion, he becomes extremely dangerous, and his reputation as a top champion shows. He turned heel when he became Ring of Honor World Champion before leaving to go to the WWE. He became a heel when he won the World Heavyweight Champion when he feuded with Jeff Hardy, and he also was also leaning into a heel, but then gravitated into a baby, got over with the crowd when he challenged John Cena for the WWE title at Money in the Bank 2011.
Okay, you see, you're right on that end, but also at the same time,
and
that's
also,
a lot to imply.
And
Because
also,
he didn't say any of this shit, did he?
No, he didn't say any of this shit, but he was implying. And who the hell can forget CM Punk's WWE Championship run in 2012?
434 days.
434 days when he got nuclear heat as champion. Who the hell can forget that? Oh man. So yeah, no. He is CM Punk as champion. Yeah. That's a big red flag. Well, not as in he's dangerous when he becomes a champion. Holy shit. So yeah.
I believe his own words were, what do you call it? In the hands of another man, this championship belt is just a belt. In the hands of a dangerous man like me, this belt represents power.
Oh yes, and that's something that Hangman Adam Page is trying to avoid. And the way he's delivering the promo, he sounds desperate. He sounds desperate, and it sounds like he's reverting back into his old vices before coming back to AEW before Full Gear. And as for CM Punk on the other side of the fence, CM Punk is clearly being calm about this, and he's shown that he's basically just like Joe Gacy, he's living rent free in the champ's head. Even at the end, when CM Punk once again extended his hand for a respectable handshake, Hangman Adam Page refused and knocked CM Punk on his ass before storming out. Juan, your predictions for the main event at Double or Nothing.
Punk wins, LOL.
Punk is going to win.
And
history will repeat itself.
And from there, he's got to freaking grab some sort of fucking lasso or whatever. He's got to fucking hog tie Hangman Page, except for one free arm or whatever, and then he's going to beat the shit out of him, and then he's going to make him shake his hand while his hand's all floppy and he's dead.
But then that raises a question. What if Hangman Page retains the title against CM Punk?
Then that's going to make CM Punk go heel like, dare you, I'm going to freaking
yeah. Oh.
I came in for big matches, I came in for big money, and I'm going to get that championship belt even if it kills me. And I'm going to do whatever it takes.
I think either way, however this plays out, one of these guys is turning heel, and it looks like it might be CM Punk.
It might be.
Oh, my
maybe,
goodness.
just maybe.
Just maybe. We don't know. But we'll see what happens. This was definitely a great promo. It definitely it did what it's supposed to do. It delivered the hype. It delivered all the momentum heading into the main event. I like it. All right. So let's get to the match of the night. And I hate saying this because these two are great women. They perform really well. It is the semifinals match for the women's bracket in the Owen Hart tournament. Former NXT UK Women's Champion Toni Storm takes on the former AEW Women's World Champion Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Yeah, there's just one problem. How is this a meh match?
Because they weren't given a lot of TV time to on AEW Dynamite, which is a constant problem with All Elite Wrestling's booking of the women's division. Yeah.
It's like, wasn't Kenny Omega in charge of booking the women's division?
Yeah, but he's sidelined. He's got to recover.
But that
So
doesn't mean he doesn't book.
You know
doesn't
what?
mean also he's a little busy burning $80 million out of the $20 million he was budgeted for the AEW video game.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. Dear Kenny Omega, stop. Get help.
All right. So, yeah, no, this match was not bad by any means. It was a good match. They just didn't have enough TV time. The turning point of the match was when Dr. Britt Baker slammed Toni Storm's head against the turnbuckle and then turned the match around in her favor until Toni Storm was able to mount a comeback. But then out came, now here comes another screwy finish. Out came one of Dr. Britt Baker's friends, Jamie Hayter, down to ringside, and it looks like Toni Storm was going to win by planting her with the Storm Zero, but then Britt Baker rolls up, gets the win with Jamie Hayter holding Britt Baker's hands onto the ropes for added leverage. Your winner and advancing to the finals, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So no, this match was bad because of lack of TV, lack of airtime, and the screwy finish.
You have got to be joking.
I really was hoping for Toni Storm to win.
Like, okay, legitimately, this just I don't even have any words for this. I just
and on the
you know what? No,
and on the opposite side, in the semifinals match, which will be tomorrow night on Rampage.
Stop it.
What?
Get some help.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I wish, man. And then on the opposite,
seriously, what the fuck, Tony Khan? What the fuck, AEW?
Dr. Britt Baker will be facing the winner of Ruby Soho versus Red Velvet at this Sunday's Double or Nothing in the finals. So we'll see.
Crap.
We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe they'll get more time to shine during the pay-per-view.
Because we can always trust this freaking coked out rich boy to do shit properly.
Ugh. All right, so let's get to the bad segment of the night. And this was a backstage promo segment with the leader of American Top Team, Dan Lambert, with the Men of the Years, Ethan Page, and the AEW TNT champion, Scorpio Sky.
Oh, shit.
So their rivalry with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti are continuing, especially last week is continuing with Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara. Apparently, they stole the championship from Scorpio Sky, and they smashed it into pieces, and they bragged about it on social media. Wow, what baby faces, am I right?
What?
Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti smashed and destroyed the AEW TNT title.
What?
Oh, God.
The fuck?
I don't know where this rivalry is going.
I don't have the voice to scream for this shit.
Dan Lambert then made it clear that Scorpio Sky is going to get a new TNT title, custom made just for him. So who knows? We might get another version of the TNT Championship made. We might get a Scorpio Sky exclusive title. You know, like the Smoking Skull belt, the John Cena Spinner, the Brahma Bull title.
The Brahma Bull belt didn't really last very long.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, this was a not so a not so good segment for a rivalry that nobody asked for. Because who the fuck are we supposed to cheer for? Are we supposed to cheer for Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, who pretty much basically burned their bridges with the fans and just continued by just continuing being themselves? Or are we supposed to root for the Men of the Year with Dan Lambert,
Who's a fucking dick?
who's a fucking dick, who's
But
Diet
basically
Cornette?
says, yeah, Diet Jim Cornette, because like Jim Cornette has dignity and won't fucking work for these guys.
Pretty much. So
Like, I got no words here. It's
know.
a heel program.
And I hate saying this because I do like Sammy Guevara and I do like Ty Conti.
The freaking gooky face of it is promo. Bah.
Stay mad.
Fuck you. Fucking enjoy yourself, you sadist.
Yeah.
The fact that I can't talk all that much. Son of a bitch.
All right, let's get to the main event of the night, which is another semifinals match in the men's bracket for the Owen Hart tournament. And it is Kyle O'Reilly going one-on-one against the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, Samoa Joe.
Joe is gonna kill you. 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 Yeah. All right, let's see how they besmirch the memory of Owen Hart this time.
Okay, number one, first of all, control your throat. And number two,
No.
killed him he did, but not from lack of trying. This was actually a really solid, good one-on-one match. Kyle O'Reilly using his speed and his technical abilities to try and outsmart Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was dominating throughout the majority of this matchup, just using his size and power along with his agility to knock Kyle O'Reilly off his perch. And then, of course, we get to near the end of the match where it looked like Kyle O'Reilly was going to put away Samoa Joe with his submission hold, but up to no avail. But then near the end of the match, Kyle O'Reilly was trying to roll up Samoa Joe for a pin count until Samoa Joe reversed it and locked into Coquina Clutch and choked out Kyle O'Reilly. Kylie passed out in the middle of the ring.
Hey, you
Yes.
called him Kylie.
Kyle O'Reilly passed out in the middle of the ring. He did not
Wow.
tap out. He did not give up. So, yeah, your winner and advancing to the finals to face Adam Cole, baby, is Samoa Joe. And now we're getting Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe, a match that could have happened in NXT if they didn't do the rebrand and everything else that happened during the time.
God almighty, that's incredible.
I know. Holy shit. I'm all for
That
it.
sounds like fun.
And whoever wins would challenge the winner, would challenge the AEW World Champion. So you could have different scenarios. We could have a rematch of Hangman versus Adam Cole, baby. We could have Hangman versus Samoa Joe. We could have CM Punk versus Adam Cole, baby, which would be awesome because they're both great on
Punk
the
and Joe.
mic. Or we could have CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Yes, reignite the old rivalry from Ring of Honor.
The old Summer of Punk stuff. Holy shit.
Oh, the
Summer of Punk
possibilities.
2022? Is that what we're getting here?
I believe so, man. Shit.
Like Fierce hit the boom
2012 was the summer of Punk. 2022 will be the summer of Punk again.
That's horrifying.
That is pretty horrifying, but admit it, you're excited. You
But it's
want
not
this.
the only Summer of Punk. They had one in Ring of Honor, remember?
That is true. Admit it, Juancho. Admit it, your dirty ass. You want this to happen.
Bitch, you know it.
All right. So now let's go ahead and shift gears. Let's go into this week's edition
We're
of
kind of breezing through tonight.
Yes, we are. Let's go ahead and go into this week's edition of Impact Wrestling. It's another pre-recorded taping that they did over in Kissimmee, Florida. They are 3 weeks away from their annual pay-per-view event, Impact Slammiversary.
Nice.
Hells yeah. And, of course, starting off the night is an opening match to qualify to be in the Ultimate X match for the pay-per-view. Trey Miguel takes on Alex Shelley, one half of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yay. Let's see how this one turned out. I like these guys.
All right, so these guys went at each other at 100 miles an hour. Alex Shelley being the de facto heel against the babyface Trey Miguel. It's much similar to how he was the de facto heel against Mike Bailey in the multiverse of matches. That's still a silly name for a pay-per-view, but I'll allow it.
It was still a good name for a pay-per-view, the multiverse of matches.
Oh, no, it was pretty good. No
Like,
lies.
ha, 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 clever, ha.
Very
ha,
much so.
ha, ha.
So Alex Shelley started by working on the leg of Trey Miguel and also getting a little cocky during moments in the match where he went into the ring and did push-ups and basically showing off a little bit of his swagger during his match. So yeah, I like that. He's been known to do that.
What the fuck?
And then just as Trey Miguel was trying to mount a comeback against Alex Shelley went back to work on him again, this time working on the arm. This guy is pretty good at grounding Trey Miguel, cutting off his speed advantage to work on his limbs, as you will. But then, of course, we get to the finish of the match, and it was a sequence of events. It was hard for me to keep up.
Oh, God.
It was a roll-up. Then another roll-up, and then another roll-up, and then another roll-up, until we get a final roll-up in which Trey Miguel outsmarted Alex Shelley and punched his ticket for Slammiversary.
So who won?
Trey Miguel won with Alex Shelley storming out, like, not in frustration, but because we can't tell, but he just stormed up to the Titantron, and he's like, fuck this.
Oh, my God.
And
one roll-up. What? 2 roll-ups.
It was 17
3
minutes.
roll-ups. What?
It was
4 roll-ups. 5 roll-ups.
6 roll-ups.
What?
7 roll-ups.
What?
8 roll-ups.
What?
9 roll-ups.
What?
Okay, let's stop.
And a Bloody Mary.
And a bloody thank you. This was 17 minutes of pure, fast-paced spot fest wrestling from both these guys, and I love it.
Oh, nice. This sounds like it was fun. Next match?
It was fun. And now let's get to the exciting match of the night. This was a bit of a coin toss because there was a match that happened before that with Jordan Grace taking on Chelsea Green. However, I elected this to be the best match of the night because of the significance, like during the time. It's 2 veterans from the TNA days, Frankie Kazarian and Chris Sabin, both former world champions, and these guys put on a hell of a clinic for the Impact crowd to enjoy. All right.
Okay, like
All
I can't talk.
Oh, no,
what do you
it's
want me
okay,
to
it's
say?
okay. It's
like
not-
you're over here.
I know. I'm
queuing
trying to
me,
catch my
like,
breath.
What the fuck am I gonna say?
I'm trying to catch my breath.
All right, catch it. You caught it. It's caught. Congrats. Freaking talk.
Go drink your tea.
I can't. I ran out.
Okay.
See,
All right. So it started. All right.
I got no tea left.
So it started off with both of them trying to go back and forth, one-upping against each other until Frankie Kazarian, it looks like he was going to have the upper hand during the match until there was a spot where Chris Sabin did a back suplex, flipped Frankie against the ring apron, flipped Frankie Kazarian over, and Kazarian landed outside. Holy shit, that hurt. And then afterwards,
Smells like it hurts.
Chris Sabin got it to the ring apron and then smashed Kazarian's face with his knee. I can hear that sound, and it sounds just as loud as a chop echoing in the arena. Holy fuck! Yeah, that was hard hitting. And then from then on, it was all Chris Sabin's game. Chris Sabin then worked on Frankie Kazarian, wearing him down, using all debilitating him move after move. Frankie Kazarian was able to mount a comeback, did a springboard leg drop onto Chris Sabin, but only got a 2 count. And also there was, he countered Chris Sabin's cradle shot more than once, and it looked like the match was coming to an end until it was thrown out the window by a screwy finish. Out came the heel faction, Honor No More, to beat the shit out of both men, throwing the match out the window.
What bullshit?
Yeah, and we're going to get to that because it does lead to an exciting segment. So earlier the night, they complained to Impact executive Scott D'Amore that they weren't booked on the card for Slammiversary, and they made it clear to Scott D'Amore saying that, hey, if they don't get what they want, no one in Impact Wrestling will get what they want, hence the screwy finish. So then Honor No More cut a very scathing promo backstage, how they felt like they were disrespected, how they felt like they weren't being honored by Impact Wrestling, how they weren't given
You guys
opportunity.
are called Honor No More, as in no more honor, especially for you.
I like
You don't get to complain about not being honored and call yourself Honor No More. That's not how this shit works.
I like that during the promo and even in the earlier promo with Scott D'Amore, Mike Bennett complained that it was a unsafe working environment.
Unsafe working environment? This fucking dipshit. This fucking dumbass. He's the one who clocked his fucking wife.
I know, right? That's a very sketchy way of saying I speared my wife.
Jackass.
But then they were interrupted by Heath Slater and Rhino, basically calling him out for being a bunch of trash-talking baby shit heels. And they went back and forth against each other until they started.
They got kids.
Yep, he's got kids. He said that. They went back and forth against each other in the trash-talking segment until they started brawling backstage, in which security had
They
to
has fight. They has fight.
They has fight. They has fight. They has fight. Holy shit. That was a good segment. I could forgive the screwy finish of the match because it did lead to a pretty intense promo.
Beautiful. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, as in terms of me having a take on this, I got to see Honor No More being little chicken shit heels, like complaining, like, "Oh, we want our spot." And who was it? Scott D'Amore? He's the head.
Yes.
And he was like, "Oh, you know what, guys? I would totally book you guys to take on the Good Brothers from Bullet Club, but the problem is at Slammiversary they're already going up for the tag championships, so you're kind of SOL, buddy.
Pretty much.
Like, you guys are kind of shit out of luck. Maybe next year."
I love Scott D'Amore. He's awesome.
Ha
Ha.
ha.
Ha. Man. Between Scott D'Amore and, well, actually, no, there are no authority figures in WWE and AEW. Well, actually, no, in NXT and AEW. Yeah, Scott D'Amore is the only on-screen authority figure as far as this is concerned.
That's because we can't have any authority figures in the WWE who isn't an evil snide heel.
Yeah,
apparently.
That's true.
Because
And
we tried having good guy Stephanie McMahon, which worked. We had Teddy Long, who was fun.
that was fun.
Holla, holla, holla.
We had Eric Bischoff.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to
Oh,
talk about
babyface.
Yeah, babyface authority figures.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We had AJ Lee for a while.
That was fun.
That was fun. She looks great in corporate booty shorts.
Indeed. Next match?
Yeah, let's get to the man match of the night. I was going in there with
We were actually hyped for this. Come on.
I went in there with high expectations because this was going to be an actual legit wrestling match. Like, I was like, finally, no more squashes. She's being put through the ringer right now with Havoc. And I asked
Masha Slamovich.
Masha Slamovich versus Havoc. And I asked myself, okay, this is a test. We've seen the squashes. Can Masha Slamovich have an awesome match with Havoc?
Can she actually make the cut? Can she actually put up an entertaining and storytelling match against a seasoned veteran? And the match is gone.
And the match is gone. Yeah, it only went on.
Yeah, like it's literally like, okay, we're over here. We're actually literally over here. Just checking it out. All right, it looks like the bell's ringing. All right, Masha and Havoc are about to have it, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Match is over. Masha wins. LOL.
Okay, now this wasn't. Yeah. Okay, I'll be fair. This wasn't another typical squash by any means. They did start off brawling with each other, and it looked like Havoc was getting the upper hand. But then Masha Slamovich immediately took charge of the match and then planted her with the snowplow. So yeah. And then after the match, the rest of DK came down because holy shit, we've never seen Havoc beaten so badly like this before from anyone.
So
ever.
Rosemary and who else?
Rosemary, Black Taurus, and Crazy Steve. Those are the members of DK.
Those are the other members of DK.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, okay. On the other hand, all right, so they're telling a story with Masha Slamovich. Not even someone as powerful as Havoc could stop her.
She's fucking invincible.
But at the same time, they built a hype package with it. Like on social media, they showed videos, they showed vignettes of both Masha Slamovich and Havoc hyping up their one-on-one encounter.
And it's gone.
Yeah. I felt like a wet fart, man. I hate wet farts. What do you hate wet farts?
Everyone hates wet farts.
Thank you. All right, but let's go ahead and move on. And surprisingly, there were no bad segments, no bad promos during the night. There were no Johnny Swingers. There was no
thank
silliness
God.
from Caleb or whatever the hell. Everything on the segments of tonight actually did deliver on point, so good for them. But now let's get to the main event of the night, which is a 6-man tag match, player.
Holla, 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 holla.
The team of Violent
What the fuck? What the hell happened?
You goofed.
I done goofed.
You
I
done-
fucked up. I fucked up.
You
I
fucked up. You
I
fucked up.
I fucked
All
up.
right.
Okay, here we go.
Let's get to the tag match of the night.
There we go.
Here we go. The tag team-
Violent by design.
Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Cody Deaner versus the the Impact World Tag Team Champions, the Briscoe Brothers, Mark and Jay Briscoe, teaming with the Impact World Champion himself, the Canadian Iron Man, the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. And now, Juan, you watched. Well, actually, you were kind of busy, so you didn't.
I was
watch.
a little busy.
He was a little busy. Okay, so it's
You fill in the matches as I'm literally here for the tech. Don't
I
worry.
know. So,
And apparently I'm giving my best Steve Blum impersonation.
hey, man, Steve Blum would be impressed.
I don't think he'd actually be impressed. He'd be like, it takes you catching a cold to sound halfway decent like me? Go eat a dick and die.
All
I don't
right.
know. Maybe that's what.
Maybe.
But then again, he also caught the Rona.
Oh,
But I only caught. Haha. I am less sick categorically than Steve Blum. He caught the Rona. I just caught a cold/flu thing in my throat. So haha. Who sucks now, Steve Blum? Ha ha ha. Ow, my throat.
No, you're
'Cause they
fine.
keep
All
talking
right.
for love of shit.
All right, so it started off with the babyfaces getting the advantage until they went to commercial break, and when they came back for the break, Josh Alexander was in the ring with Eric Young, and from then on, Eric Young turned the tides around by using his agility against him. Like I like this one spot where Josh Alexander tossed Eric Young to the turnbuckle, but then Eric Young flipped over and landed on the opposite side of the ring apron, same style as Ric Flair did back in the 90s in WCW. And then Eric Young's tag partner Cody Deaner clocks Josh Alexander in the head, and then from then on, Violent by Design took control, isolating Josh Alexander from the tag champions. Even at one point, busting him open during the match. He was bleeding, not gushing red, but he was definitely bleeding.
Holy crap.
And then the Briscoe brothers got the hot tag, and then they mounted a comeback against Violent by Design, and then it nailed Cody Deaner with their tag team sit-out powerbomb neckbreaker move, but only got a 2 count. Then, just as they were going for the Doomsday Device, Eric Young wailed one of the Briscoe brothers on the top turnbuckle in the back with the flag, with the referee's back turned, and then
with the Violent by Design flag.
with the Violent by Design flag.
Tell
yeah.
people what flag you're talking about.
Sorry, the Violent by Design flag, and then I'm sorry, I'm trying not to fumble here. And then they got a 2 count as Josh Alexander tries to break up the count. Eric Young throws Josh Alexander out of the ring. Then he gets wiped out by a running crossbody from the super heavyweight big hoss Joe Doring. Completely floors Josh Alexander, and then we cut to the finish. Eric Young nails one of the Briscoe brothers with a spike pile driver to get the win.
That I did catch. Oh, God.
Your winners, Violent by Design.
So this is why they're pushing Eric Young.
Yes.
Oh, God. This is a fucking problem, man.
This was a plan that they had in place for 20 years, Juancho.
No, it isn't. Don't freaking lie to me. Don't try to feed me that bullcrap.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, getting on to the show. Recapping on all the shows. So, Impact Wrestling definitely delivered on all the matches. I enjoyed all the matches that I've talked about, including the ones I haven't talked about. Jordan Grace versus Chelsea Green. They put on a great show. I know Juan had enjoyed that one.
Jordan Grace versus Chelsea Green. Who wins the match? My penis.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, those are 2 of my favorite wrestling ladies currently active right now. I mean, for crap's sake.
No, it's
Can
all
you blame me?
No, it's all good. Everything they did tonight was to further the storylines heading into Slammiversary. So they definitely accomplished all that. They even started off with the opening video package, of the opening intro of Impact Wrestling by showing footage of TNA and even having the old logo of Total Nonstop Action. That was crazy. I like that.
Another thing that actually filled